Hello my friends and welcome. Today is March 22nd, 2026. I'm editing up some clips I grabbed over the past couple days playing Reign of the Warlock. I'm playing softcore ladder PlayStation. Okay, after dropping a sick Mang songs lesson, I figured the least I can do is add a socket and place a fire facet I've been hoarding into it. Later on, I do think it's worthy of the new unique jewel for fire, Defender's Fire. You can net this unique jewel by defeating Uber Talic Last during the Uber fights in Colossal Summit, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I burned through all the socket quests that I've unlocked so far, which includes my 3 from Alakazaam, so I'm off to kill Diablo and my new barbarian, Horky Dorky. I think I was going for a wordplay on Hunky Dory or something, I don't know, guys. I'm clearly out of ideas for names. Not much to say overall for the barb playthrough. I didn't keep a ton of low-level items to really twink them out or anything, but I did snag Death's Belt and gloves, which is really nice for leveling a lot of the melee builds. All in all, between the gloves and the belt slot, poison mitigation, a huge 30% attack speed, 15% all-res, and what I consider most important, cannot be frozen, as well as an additional 8% life leech. I can't suggest some form of the death set enough for early melee. I grab a Jamali for no particular reason, but I'm sure he ends up going to mercenary heaven shortly afterwards. Here I do craft myself a Malice. I'm using it with double swing and it crushes the game. Not much else to say about the barbarian run. I grab a socket for the gosh dang Mang song lesson and give it a shot. I try out the fire warlock for a short while. Even though Apocalypse is very powerful and allowed for large AoE clears, I was seldom able to really get much excitement out of using the fire skills. I really just want to play Flame Wave with no delay. It's a pretty sick skill, but both fire damage skills seem to have this issue affecting enemies that are on or near staircases, or otherworldly geometry, turning me to gravitate back to Echoing Strike and speeding along. So again, Echoing Strike is that build for me, and its OP is all get out. I better enjoy it before long. They probably are gonna nerf this thing, but who knows. Okay, done messing around for now. I'm back to farming and snatch up a T-God's War Belt. I see this belt crop up on quite a few builds that are headed to farm those wondrous torches. I started to use the Consume Demon when I was using the fire skills. Consuming the Tainted for Apocalypse build is a bit more important than it is for Echoing Strike, but it is a nice addition to Echoing Strike. It can increase kill speed and if you're not already one-shotting everything. Just don't consume Hephaestus. Here I picked up a Lightning Skiller. Pretty sweet grab. I've been running more of the Arcane Sanctuary for 2 reasons really. The Warlock build that I'm using does really good at clearing out ghosts, and in addition, I'm stacking up keys again. Currently I'm at 17 keys of hate. The other keys I find funner to grind. Maybe I'll trade for a few along the way as well. God knows I need to dump some of this hoard onto someone else. The runes and gems stack, so maybe I cash in soon. Regardless, I grab another Shaco, always a welcome find. Here I find a half durability spiderweb sash, but I soon realize it's an ethereal item. I find a unique razor bow, probably seen a bunch of these. It's a rip hook bow. Killing some ghosts, I snatch up another goal rune for season 13. Shortly after, I identify a 5 all-res charm. You really love to see these with life or frickin' magic find on them. Another almost circlet for the paladin. Here's my first ever burnt text. It's the new Warlock unique Measured Wrath, and it scores some nice skills. In fact, it scores 3 out of 3 on all 3 skills. Something to hem and haw over and probably give away later. But it's possible I might bring back the Fire Warlock once I have a Fire Sunder and more jewels. Only time will tell. Next to nice little Malrune drops. Always a nice find. This pair of boots came pretty close. The stars didn't just quite properly align this time. This Grand Charm is just a chunk of life and mana. I drop a pretty sweet Ormus robe. It's a Blizzard Ormus. I think it's one of the best skills you can get on an Ormus, but I can't be certain. Always excited to find a unique ring. This one ends up being another Ravenfrost. Ravenfrost is a great ring, and it finds itself onto most characters for that cannot be frozen and cold absorb. Strangely, here I pick up another telling of beads. And wildly more strangely, I drop another jaw rune. I'm much more accustomed to seeing the odd lo or ohm rune. In comparison, I've only found one other job before in Season 11. So I think my luck is kinda strange this season, but I'm not complaining whatsoever. I find a little decent damage charm. Here I find a 320 passive and magic skills tiara. Does anyone know about the new crafts for magic items and grand charms? That was looking dope, but didn't seem to work. Here I snag my first perfect phase blade base, a 5 open socket superior 15 ED base. Really cool. I might have to use this one myself. I identify another Oculus. Here I sell a 4 open socket ethereal thresher for a Sur rune. I think it's a nice swap. A great skiller to find. It's another demon skills for the warlock. I do wish it was Eldritch, of course. Super cool find here, and Daryl drops me the unique champion sword. It's the Doombringer. Pretty sick that it's indestructible. Lastly, Diablo drops a Headhunter's Glory unique troll nest. The 2 open sockets does make it a little nicer, but it's lacking anything really great. Alright, this gets you caught up to where I am so far with my warlock. It's been a roller coaster ride with the builds. So far, Echoing Strike has been the most engaging build, and it just feels good to play. I can lean into it and gain some speed for killing champion packs and clearing zones. For reset farming bosses, it doesn't really seem to matter what build you use as long as it can kill the boss quickly. That's it for now. Have fun and stay safe, my friends.